I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
Something definitely happened to this guy, and I don't like it one bit. Friends, we've had some true Memorial Day moronics on display over the weekend, so let's get right into it. In typical fashion, Donald Trump has spent literally the entire weekend working on his short game. He's playing 18 today at his DC golf course, stopping off at Arlington National Cemetery for a scant few minutes. While Russia pounded Kyiv and other cities, and Senate Republicans threw cold water on this big, ugly budget. Trump did find some time to make dick jokes on Twitter, though. Let's take a look. We're living in a time where you've constantly got to question, is that real or is it AI? But when it comes to Donald Trump, it's always real. He actually tweeted that photo of a swan attacking some guy's junk. I'm not kidding. Moving on to other ways in which Donald Trump has debased the presidency since literally Friday, Trump gave the West Point commencement address on Saturday, and good God, was it a disaster. Trump showed up looking like he was half asleep, wearing a red MAGA hat, you can't make this up, and proceeded to give an insane, rambling speech that took absolute non sequitur detours like this one.
A trophy one. It didn't work out too well. But that doesn't work out too well, I must tell you. A lot of trophy wives, doesn't work out. But it made him happy for a little while at least. But he found a new wife. He sold his little boat and he got a big yacht. He had one of the biggest yachts anywhere in the world. He moved for a time to Monte Carlo and he led the good life. And time went by and he got bored. And 15 years later, the company that he sold to called him and they said, the housing business is not for us. You have to understand, when Bill Levitt was hot, when he had momentum, he'd go to the job sites every night. He'd pick up every loose nail. He'd pick up every scrap of wood. If there was a bolt or a screw laying on the ground, he'd pick it up and he'd use it the next day in putting together a house.
Folks, I have absolutely zero idea what Donald Trump is talking about in that clip. And judging by the deadening silence at West Point, neither did the graduates or their families. If you have absolutely any clue what the hell he's talking about, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask your neighbors. What the hell is going on? The incredible Jasmine Crockett, like me, has no clue what this man is ranting about either. And she wants answers. Watch Representative Crockett say what we are all thinking out loud.
Nothing else, because I don't know where he's ever going to go. And I don't think that those that have gone through West Point expected to have their commander in chief address them and start talking about trophy wives or start talking about how he had so many investigations. What a great reminder that you are not qualified to be the person that potentially will command us as troops to go into war. Like, that is not instilling confidence whatsoever. And honestly, our troops deserve better. Our graduates deserve better. We as a country deserve better. And frankly, if we are going to ever be seen as the world leaders that we historically have been, the world deserves better. It is time for Republicans to start calling him out and start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he is equipped to serve mentally. We know when it comes down to his criminality, he is not qualified to serve. But this is just absolutely deplorable.
Deplorable. That's the word I was searching for to describe Donald Trump's West Point performance, if we'll call it that. Thank you, Jasmine Crockett, as always. And all the other true actual Americans standing up every day calling out this insanity, thank you as well. But now let's pivot back to the insane. Mike Johnson, who holds the world record for most atomic wedgies ever received, went on CNN this weekend to straight up lie about the House budget. I know you're not shocked, but check it out.
We are not cutting Medicaid in this package. There's a lot of misinformation out there about this, Jake. The numbers of Americans who are affected are those that are entwined in our work to eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. And what do I mean by that? You got more than 1.4 million illegal aliens on Medicaid. Medicaid is not intended for non-U.S. citizens. It's intended for the most vulnerable populations of Americans, which is pregnant women and young single mothers, the disabled, the elderly. They are protected in what we're doing because we're preserving the resources for those who need it most. You're talking about 4.8 million able-bodied workers, young men, for example, who are on Medicaid and not working. They are choosing not to work when they can. That is called fraud. They are cheating the system. When you root out those kinds of abuses, you save the resources that are so desperately needed by the people who deserve it and need it most. That's what we're doing.
But even certified dingbat senators Rand Paul and Ron Johnson are not buying what Atomic Mike is selling. Both literally went on cable this weekend to come out against this big barbaric budget. Watch Rand Paul on Fox News, no less, just destroy the budget and make its path that much more difficult in the U.S. Senate. Let's take a look.
Spending. Somebody has to stand up and yell, the emperor has no clothes, and everybody's falling in lockstep on this. Pass the big, beautiful bill. Don't question anything. Well, conservatives do need to stand up and have their voice heard. This is a problem we've been facing for decades now, and if we don't stand up on it, I really fear the direction the country is going.
Rand Paul questioning the direction the country is going truly signals bipartisan consensus around how utterly fucked up this current moment is in our politics. All right, folks, enough of these fools. I want to end the show on a hopeful note for my fellow Americans on the right side of history and democracy. As we discussed, Trump went to West Point to rant about lots of things, including trophy wives, and then got in his motorcade moments after his head finished spinning. But when Barack Obama gave the West Point commencement, he shook every damn hand, just like Joe Biden. Let's take a look. Hey, I hope you have a great Memorial Day, my friends. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified when a new episode drops. I'm Adam Parkhomenko, and I appreciate all of you that are resisting in every single way that you can out there every single day. Love you all. I'll see you soon.